I'm excited to get into a lot of the content that we'll be covering in this talk show. And to kick things off, I want to ask you the following question. What got you started in affiliate marketing?
Well, basically, what got me started was I wanted more control over my life. I wanted to be able to just move where I wanted to move, and I've been a cable technician for almost nearly a decade, and I just got sick and tired of the politics that was happening with the company. And on my ninth year, that's when the company went on strike, and they decided that they didn't need us union guys. So we was out there for months, almost a year on strike, trying to get our jobs back. And I decided I was getting tired of New York. So my dad was like, hey, come out here in Washington, because I guess, we got some work out here, because he also does cable. So that's when I decided to move to Washington, and also trying to find a balance to work on also my home business, also work on a home business. So I was doing, both of the two at the same time.
And I imagine that was a challenge, wasn't it, Jason?
That was a challenge.
Because I can relate to what you were going through, because I spent a good decade of my life working corporate jobs. And in working those corporate jobs, it was nothing to rave about. I remember no matter what kind of job that I worked at, I was just stressed out beyond belief and just didn't feel like I had any real time freedom. Heck, before I wasn't even smiling in a lot of my photos, and even in some of my videos from way back then.
Yeah,
And it
get
really
comfortable
goes to show,
sometimes.
yeah, and it really goes to show that when you get started with something like affiliate marketing, you're not just doing it for the money. You're doing it because you're in search of a better life. You want more time freedom.
Absolutely.
And it sounded to me like, based on your story, it sounded to me like you were in search of that as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's very important.
I want to be able, because I love to vacation. So I want to be able to do more of that, because I was working 10 hours a day, 4 days a week.
Wow.
All 4 seasons, going through the snow, carrying ladders, climbing poles. And it takes its toll on you after a decade. So I just needed more. It was hard to find the balance, like coming home, 2-hour commute from work to home. You know what I'm saying? So it was like,
I can totally relate, man.
it was tough. It was really tough. I had 3 days off, and most days when I did come home, I would just either sleep, or I would work on business. If I don't get a result, then I'll just go play World of Warcraft for the rest of the night, and then just go to sleep. So it was kind of hard for me to find a balance with work and business.
I believe a lot of people can relate to what you're saying, because when you get started with building an affiliate marketing business, it's definitely not easy, but it's not impossible either. If you're committed and you're determined, you can find a way to make it work. Now, it's going to be different for everybody, because everybody's unique, but whatever it takes, then do what you got to do in order to achieve that success that you know in your heart you deserve.
Yeah.
And this leads to my next question, Jason. I know there's a lot of people online right now who are asking questions like, how do I make X amount of money in X amount of days? And they're doing their best so hard to look for what's the shortcut. But what is the problem with looking for shortcuts to affiliate success?
Everybody trying to find that magic bullet. Everybody want to, we're conditioned living our life in the fast lane. Like we want everything fast.
Oh, of course. I mean,
Yeah,
we have a lot of things to thank for that. I mean, if you don't want to go out to go buy food, then no problem. You could just go on Grubhub and somebody will deliver it to your door within the next day.
yeah,
If you don't want to go out and drive to go buy an item in the store, no
mm,
problem. Just go on Amazon and they'll deliver it to your door within the next day. And
yeah,
heck, this is my favorite. If you want to go on a date, you don't even have to go out there and say, "Hey, what's up?" No, you just make a dating profile, swipe right, and bam, you got a date.
yeah,
And we like to think that affiliate marketing works that way, but the truth of the matter is, it doesn't.
yeah. Absolutely. Slow and steady is more effective than doing things, trying to do things fast.
Yeah, because what happens is when you do things fast, you're not able to see what you're doing wrong. And
Yeah,
not only that, but if you don't have anybody helping you, help showing you what to do, that
yeah,
can be a problem. Now,
yeah,
I know a lot of people that I've spoken to online that they tend to do this trial and error testing, hoping that it's all going to work out, but it just simply doesn't. And then when they get frustrated when things don't go according to when they want it to happen, they start thinking that they got to find something else.
yeah. They're not getting the proper education. They're joining these programs, and there's nobody out there that's teaching them. Like they're not showing them like the full, they're not showing them like the dynamics of how it really works. And then another problem is like there's too many mental blocks. They're not working on their mindset. So that's another big thing. It's like they're not working on their mindset every day. They're not reading. They're not listening to audio. They're not doing none of that shit.
Yeah, they aren't. They definitely aren't. And you touched on something really important is that they're not taking the time to learn the skills of what it takes to
Yeah,
make money.
yeah,
This also leads me to the next question that I'd like to ask you is why is it so important to brand yourself from the start versus branding the affiliate offer you promote? Because I've run into a lot of people who, when they connect with me and they tell me what they do and what affiliate company that they're part of, I go on their wall and all I see is all these things about the company,
yeah,
but rarely I will see anything about themselves.
yeah. I get really tired of that. Every time I look on somebody's profile, they put the company in front of them, but they don't put themselves in front of the company. Like I heard Russell Brunson, he said the first rule of selling is not to sell. That you are the product. That the company or the offer should be an afterthought because you're the first thing that they're going to see. They don't give a shit about the company. They care about the person in front of the company. So it's like it's important for you to give value, and that gravitates people to you. So I think it's important to brand yourself, brand your name, and give value. Build a relationship with your avatar, your ideal customer before. Like don't worry about the offer. This is an afterthought. Just brand yourself. You got to make a
Absolutely.
name. You got to make a name for yourself. The product comes after.
Why should people join you?
Right.
Because it's like this, you get tens of thousands of other affiliates out there who are promoting the same affiliate marketing offer that you're promoting.
Yeah.
And how do you stick out
You got to stand. Yeah.
amidst that tens of thousands of people promoting the same thing? What
Yeah.
do? You got to brand yourself. You got to give your audience the reason why they should join you.
Yeah.
Why should they follow you? Why should they even care about you? Because when you really look at it, Jason, And you touched on this really well. When you really look at their profiles and then you see it's all about the company, they
Yeah,
think that's going to work, but it just simply doesn't. And what that does is a big mistake. Whoever's viewing their profile, they end up Googling the company.
yeah,
And you never want to do that as a beginner in affiliate marketing. The biggest mistake that you can make is telling your audience what you're involved in, unless you're a top earner.
yeah. Yeah,
Now,
branding is that's the most important thing. There's no way around it. You have to brand yourself.
it's so important, right?
Yes.
It's so important because you're building attraction marketing. And with attraction marketing, what are you doing? You're branding yourself by giving value to your audience, the kind of value that's going to help them solve whatever they're searching answers for.
Yeah.
Because they have problems, they have pains and challenges that they're going through, and they're searching the internet to look for the solutions to those problems. And by branding yourself and positioning yourself as the authority and the leader in the marketplace, that will help you stick out amongst the tens of thousands of other desperate affiliates who are just looking to make that sale.
Yeah. They got to learn how to adopt the attract. Like they got to learn how to adopt the attractive character, and that's what they're not. That's what a lot of newbies are not learning. Like that, like they're not learning the fundamentals of adapt. The attractive character. So nobody's teaching them. And that's hurting. That's hurting the market. That's why, and a lot of people, they quit. Like after the first or second week, they just give up because nobody is teaching them.
Yeah, and that's definitely a problem.
They showing them the what, but not the how.
You hit the nail on the head on that one, man.
It's like what you tell me. They just doing the what, not the how. And then if they do need help, the leaders are saying, just Google it. Like, that's not going to help. Like, come on.
It's definitely not going to help because, I mean, I remember when I first got started with affiliate marketing, when luckily I joined under the right people that actually showed me what to do. Because if it wasn't for that, if I was being treated like in the example that you just illustrated, I probably would have been stuck, struggling, overwhelmed, and felt like I couldn't do it. And I would have just quit.
You and me both.
You and me both.
We both have some great leaders. Shout out to Ace and Rich.
Yeah, shout out to Ace and Rich. You guys are the best of the best. Now, Jason, this leads me into the next question, in which people see the potential of what it's like to get involved with an affiliate marketing company offer. They see the compensation plan, they see the product, but they have these ideas that they think that they're better off in selling their own product. Is it possible to sell your own product before selling someone else's first, and why? Because how I would answer this question is simply like this. Mm-hmm. It's not impossible to sell your own product, but it's definitely challenging when you don't know how to market it, and the credibility for your product is not where it needs to be.
Yeah, definitely. For someone that doesn't know how to sell, because I had this, I had the same trouble. I feel like that belief is unrealistic if you don't know how to sell. You don't know how to market. Someone else. So it's when you can't I think if you don't know how to sell, then definitely you're not going to be successful selling someone else's product without learning how to sell, learning how to market, and just learning fundamentally, what you, if you don't have like a solid blueprint, then it's going to be hard for you to sell your own product without selling somebody else's.
You definitely touched it well on that regard, because when it comes to selling your own product, you got to understand something. You got to understand that while the idea for creating your own product sounds great, you may have a lot of ideas for, let's say, a physical product, a digital product, whatever product. And it can be the best thing that you came up with in the whole wide world. But if you don't know how to market it, that's a
Yeah.
problem. And if you don't understand the basics of marketing someone else's product, that's a problem.
That is a problem. That's a big problem. It doesn't matter, and then it doesn't matter how intelligent you are. If you don't know how to market, and you're trying to sell your own product, you're gonna have. It's going to take you. It's going to take you decades just to have a breakthrough if you not learn how to sell other people's products.
And you and me both know that nobody's got time to wait decades just to finally achieve a result when they can do it in much less time.
Yeah. And plus you need, like, if you're doing your own thing, like, you got to have a lot of money. So you gotta like study, do a lot of, like, you got to study marketing. You have to study the business. You got to invest a lot of money. It all depends on, like, what what company you're trying to build.
Not only that, but you also have to factor in a lot of things as well, because it's not just about the product, but also having the foundation in place, as well as all these different elements. And for somebody to do that in the very beginning can be overwhelming.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Now, with someone that is looking to get started with affiliate marketing, let's say in the past that they've gone out and just simply messaged people in their inboxes, how is it a big mistake to be pitch slapping people in their messenger inboxes?
That just,
I'll start this one.
I feel like that just makes people look desperate, and nobody likes desperate beggars, right? So if you keep doing that, people are they're gonna start to block you, and then you're not gonna have any friends anymore to pitch to.
Yeah, it's very important that you do that. You don't do that, excuse me. Because if you go out and pitch people, like, let's say, hi, my name is so and so. Oh, by the way, are you interested in joining this company that I'm promoting? That's almost like saying to somebody, hey, I'm Mark. Do you want to marry me? Like, nah, man, I just met you.
Yeah.
But it's a big mistake to be doing such a thing in your marketing efforts, because it's like what you said, Jason. It makes someone look desperate. And when you see somebody doing that, they're not understanding how to market. And actually, the solution that you want to go for is you want to go ahead and talk to people like a normal human being.
Yeah. Human conversation.
Because I feel like with a lot of people, I mean, you and I have had our fair share in talking to so many people on Messenger on a regular basis. And you and me have seen the same things. We see people that connect with us, and we connect with them. And then we find out that they just go straight away into pitching whatever junk that they're selling. Yeah. And it's so frustrating because that kind of strategy, it just simply doesn't work. You have to connect with people like a normal human being, and you got to figure out if there's even a need for your product or service. Like, you got to find out that information. Exactly. And how are you going to find that out if you don't learn how to have that human to human conversation?
Yeah, that's very important. Having that human to human conversation, that's very important.
It definitely is.
Uh,
Now, what is the significance of investing your time into courses and building your skill sets?
the significance is basically, um, and to me, I feel like having $1 million mindset is greater than having $1 million. So like the more that you're learning each day and you're building those skills and you're investing in yourself and you keep you're relentless, those type of things is going to feed you for life. When you're working on your mindset, when you're learning from your coaches and you're just developing those skills every day, you're going to be unstoppable.
You absolutely hit it spot on. I couldn't have said it better myself. Having that $1 million skill set is so much more valuable than having that $1 million. Because
Yeah,
the thing with $1 million, and it's very interesting because people that say that they choose $1 million over $1 million mindset don't understand what the real lesson is behind when they're asked that question.
yeah,
Because let's say your money mindset is jacked up, and let's say you did have a chance to get the $1 million, but what people don't realize is that $1 million can be swept away as fast as they can blink. And then they'd be
yeah,
back to square one, and then they'd be thinking in the same place before they had the money, oh, what am I going to do now? How am I going to be earning money again?
yeah. And another thing is like somebody who takes the $1 million, they got to invest a lot of money into hiring people to help them manage that $1 million. And that's not cheap. Like hiring like those accountants and lawyers um and whoever studies the market. I don't know what you call those people, but that costs a lot of money. And like you can't trust somebody that you don't know, to manage your money because they could be telling you anything. And then like you got to hire somebody else to watch them to make sure they doing, they give you the right information. And then like if the stock market crashes, then like you're screwed, and you'll probably be in like you'll be millions of dollars in debt because you didn't learn the stuff yourself. Whereas somebody who starts from the bottom and they're getting coaches and they're studying business, they studying finance, and they slowly, building it brick by brick. That person's going to make more than $1 million.
They definitely will. You hit that analogy right on the head, because it pretty much works like this in affiliate marketing. I know you talked about it with investing into stocks and things like that, but with affiliate marketing, it doesn't work any differently.
Yeah,
Because I've seen a lot of people in this industry go from earning $80,000 in their business to flatline overnight.
yeah,
And it's crazy because these people, they once had success when they were generating results, but something happens in their life and then they slip, they let their circumstances take over.
yeah.
And because they didn't work hard enough on their money mindset, they end up back to where they started before they even had the money.
Yeah. That happens a lot. You hear that happen a lot with some of these marketers.
And it's such a shame, man. It's such a shame to see those people, like, they were like on the top. And then
Yeah,
next thing you know, like, they just disappear. You don't hear from them anymore.
yeah,
And then what happens to that downline when they disappear? That's not going to look good on them.
yeah.
That's going to make them look terrible.
Yeah, you gotta learn. It's like you have to learn. You gotta have skills. You gotta invest in yourself. Got to invest your intellectual capital, and just you got to be consistent. You got to stay. You got to stay on it every day. You got to put in 80% every day. You got to show up 80% every day.
You actually just answered my next question, which was, what would you tell someone that is looking to make money online right now?
What I tell somebody is basically just the first thing is work on your mindset, because that's the foundation to everything. Like personal development, you got to be on that every day. The same way you do physical workouts, when you diet and you got to work out. You got to the same principle of working on your mindset. Just reading a book, going on YouTube and finding people who are influential, and just do that every single day.
I would also add to that, be coachable and be willing to take action when it's necessary.
Yeah.
Because if you're not willing to be coachable and you're not willing to take imperfect action in your business, how are you going to grow?
Yeah. There's too many there's too many mental blocks when people first start, because they're still thinking like an employee. They're not thinking like an entrepreneur. And another thing is this belief. Like some people, they don't believe in themselves, and they don't think like in a way where they already have it, and then they just have to align themselves to get it. Because I remember that was one of the things that you told me when I was like kind of struggling with that belief. Like I didn't see it. I didn't look at it in a way where I already had it. So that's another important thing. Like you have to imagine you already got it, and then just go out every day and just align yourself to get it.
Yes, you definitely got to do that. We'll touch more on that a little bit later on, because that's going to be so important for anybody that's looking to start an affiliate marketing business.
Yeah.
Now, going into the next question, why is it so important for a marketer to completely let go of the need to control the results? It's like this, Jason. Like, for instance, I remember somebody coming up to me and saying that, hey, Mark, I got started with this affiliate marketing business opportunity, but I'm not seeing results with it. And then when they tell me that, I'll ask them, well, what have you been doing? And then they'll tell me what they've been doing, which falls along the lines of they haven't been taking much action and not working on their mindset.
Yeah.
Aha. But that's where there's a problem. And so also they set up this unrealistic expectation that they're going to make X amount of money in the next, say, 30 days. And they think that it's going to happen, but a lot of times it doesn't. And then when they see it doesn't happen, they get frustrated to the point where they just end up quitting.
Yeah.
Now, why is it so important for somebody that's looking to be in this industry for the long term? Why is it so important to completely let go of that need to control the results?
Well, that individual, they can't grow if they don't let all that go, all those emotions that don't serve them go. It's important for them to grow every day, work on their mindset every day, because this business is not as easy as they think it is, and they're not working on that. They're not working on their mindset every day. So that's probably one of the reasons why, they have they just obsess over the outcome, because they're not working on their mindset. It's too many mental blocks.
I definitely agree with you on that. There's definitely too many mental blocks, but also that they got to realize that when things aren't working, it doesn't mean that it's never going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It just blows my mind, somebody getting started and then after a few weeks or even like about 30 days into it without really putting in their 110%, they just end up leaving. They just end up walking away.
Yeah.
And why that's a problem is because they need to let go of the need to control the outcome.
Yeah.
Now, how do they do that? They do that by simply not making it about themselves, by not focusing on the money itself. They focus on serving people. They focus on providing value to them. Because remember, this is a long-term business. This isn't for the faint of heart.
Yeah.
This is something that you're going to be spending the rest of your life building, that you're going to be working on, that you're going to be showing up to, waking up to every morning. And if you
Yeah.
really want it, you have to let go of the money and focus on serving.
Yeah.
It's something like what our coach and mentor, Rich Guzman, talked about. He said that it's an inverted way of thinking. When we let go of the need to control the outcome, that's when we start seeing the results happen.
Yeah.
And vice versa, when we are feeling the need to control the results, we don't see things happening and we
Yeah.
get frustrated. And so we got to flip that thinking around, and we got to not focus on worrying about when the results are going to come. We got to focus more on serving. Because
Yeah.
when you focus on serving, when you
Absolutely.
focus on helping someone solve a problem that they're having, you move them away from pain to pleasure. That is worth more than just focusing on making that quick sale. Why? Because that's what's going to sustain your business the long term. And that's when you're going to start seeing the results rolling in.
Yeah, absolutely. Like when you being of service to people that that gravitates themselves to you. So people are going to continue. They're going to follow you every time when you're putting out content that's of value, that's going to help solve that person's problem. You'll just continue to get more and more followers each time when you creating like something some valuable content.
Yes, absolutely. And it's like what you said earlier, Jason. You got to be of service to other people in this marketplace, because when people are actually looking for you,
Yeah.
you got to keep in mind that they have pains, they have problems, they have challenges that they're going through, and
Yeah.
they're looking to you as the solution provider. You're their
Yeah.
aspirin to their headache, as you once told me.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And this is so important to drive home to whoever's watching this right now, because it's so important that you grasp this. The sooner that you understand that it's all about being of service to other people, not just making a quick buck or
Yeah.
making that quick sale or looking at people as your next paycheck, the better off you're going to be over the long term. And you're not going to quit this business. You're going to commit to it, figure it out, see it all the way through to the finish, and that's how you're going to succeed.
Yeah. Another thing is too, like when you obsess over the outcome and you're not seeing like any result, what happens to most marketers? They'll try to um they'll try to join another opportunity that they saw, and then another one. So they try to build 4 opportunities at the same time, and they're still not getting any results. On top of them not learning how to market, they're not learning how to brand themselves. They're not learning how to be of service to people. And you're paying all this money on these programs that you're not making any commissions on. And then like they want to try to blame it on the program and on the upline. and they're not taking any responsibility for themselves. They're not taking responsibility for who they are, what they are, right? And that's another, that's another problem when they obsess over the money, over the result. Is they'll just continue to join more and more companies, expecting that they're going to make money. Because that's what happened to me when I first started. Like I was I was trying to build like 4 companies at the same time.
Really? I
Yeah.
never did that. I thought
Yeah.
you just only had one.
Like I joined like over 10, like over the year. Cause I started like in 2012 doing network marketing.
Oh
So when
wow.
I wasn't having any results with that one, I would just kept joining.
Wow.
Like I was getting pitched by other people, and they was like, "Hey, look at this new company. You can make all this money." Blah blah blah. I joined. No results. No money. Nothing. Nobody was teaching me anything. It was like I was shooting in the dark.
Jason, you touched on another great point that doesn't get talked about enough is when people see that they don't get the desired results in the time that they're expecting to, they go and join like other companies. But as you just mentioned in your personal experience, you weren't going anywhere with it. You were just like more confused, and when you weren't seeing the results coming in, it just felt like you got stuck in shiny object syndrome.
Yeah.
You were just joining opportunity after opportunity, but you weren't understanding how to market, how to be the marketer. Because see, what the problem is with this industry, why a lot of people fail, is because they're just only focused on being just merely an affiliate. I just want to make money, and I don't want anything else other than that. But it's such a selfish reason. It's not a good reason as to why you get started in building this business.
Yeah.
I remember when I was on a call with our mentors and coaches, Ace and Rich, that I actually heard them speak about this. They asked the question to people, why are people unsuccessful in firing their boss? Why they never fire their boss is because they're too focused on the money. They're just chasing after it like a carrot on a stick.
Yeah, it's a condition.
It's definitely a conditioning. And a lot of people, they don't realize that. And it's so vitally important that you got to get out of that. Because if you're just joining opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, what's going to happen is you're just going to go nowhere.
Yeah.
And you're just going to feel like, well, maybe I can't build a business. Maybe this isn't for me. Now, mind you, just to keep it real, this industry is not for everybody. It's going to test you. It's going to push you to your limits. And there are going to be times where you want to quit. You're going to be uncomfortable. You're going to have to take risk.
Yeah.
But something that you got to ask yourself is the reward worth the risk? And if the answer that comes back is yes, then you're never going to quit. You're going to figure it out.
You're going to figure it out. Absolutely. Should never get obsessed over the outcome, because you're never going to succeed if you just when that person's obsessed over the outcome, and then you're not learning how to market. You're not working on your mindset. You're not working on, and you're not developing any skills. You're just going to continue shooting in the dark.
And not only that, Jason, but when you become obsessed with the outcome, when you become obsessed with the money, you're not going to be making the right choices.
Yeah.
You're not going to be making the right decisions. Like every decision that you're going to be making, if you're just only focused on the money, it's going to be the wrong one.
Yeah. That was me. That was me.
right? From your experience, because this is
So
the first time I've ever heard you speak about this in all the years that I've known you
I
for.
thought I told you.
Oh, I didn't hear about this. I just
Uh,
remember you were just talking about uh, you joined a network marketing company before, but I didn't know you joined like a whole ton of them. I
yeah,
thought it was only just like one.
there was like 10 of them.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was like 10 of them.
Well, I'm sure that got you a wake up call when you pitched to Ace and Rich.
Yeah, that was a funny moment.
I'm sure you got the boot then.
Yeah, I got the wake up call.
Now, we kind of touched on this question already, but the next question that I want to touch on with you is what would you tell somebody that's having trouble staying motivated in their affiliate marketing efforts?
I would tell them that when you're building affiliate marketing, that you're running a marathon, you're not running a race. Slow and steady wins the race. Stop looking for results so fast. Stop looking for shortcuts, because there's no shortcut to success. There was no shortcut when you was in college for 4 years. There was no shortcut when you was trying to look for the job that reflected your degree. There was no shortcut when you got the job and you got top pay. That takes years. It takes years to start from making 30,000 to 100,000. It doesn't take no 2 weeks, 2 months. It takes time. So you need to always and another thing is stop thinking of your business as an expense. It's an investment. And that's another problem that some people have. They're like, oh, I can't afford it. I can't afford this. I can't afford that. Don't think of your business that way. It's an investment, not an expense. If you don't got the money, take a loan. Do overtime at your job. Find a second job if you have to. But if this is something that you believe in yourself, and you believe in this company, you believe in this business, invest. And stop trying to take shortcuts.
Absolutely on point. Because I will meet a lot of people that will just tell me that they don't have any money to invest in building an affiliate marketing business. But imagine taking that same individual, having them walk onto a college campus and say, oh, I can't afford to take the classes. Can you give me the degree anyways? It don't work like that.
It doesn't work that way.
I mean, when we put it in that context, it makes sense.
No.
But why can't we treat affiliate marketing like the same way,
Yeah.
like when we go to school?
You got to follow the same principle.
And also, since you mentioned that you can't look at this business like an expense, you have to look at it as an investment. But I would also add in, you don't want to look at it as a hobby either.
Right.
Because if you treat it like a hobby, then what will you get? You'll get what's associated with a hobby.
Yeah.
Whereas if you treat it like this is the thing that you're going to be doing for the rest of your life, like you have to work at it like your life depends on it.
Yeah.
When you work your business like that, all the excuses are going to be gone. You're not going to be tempted to just quit. You're going to find that one reason to hold on and to see it all the way through.
Yep.
Because let's face it, like we mentioned earlier, it's a long-term business.
Yeah.
This isn't something that you're building for the short term. This isn't something like, oh, well, I'm going to join this business opportunity. I'm going to make X amount of money. And then when I do, I'm just going to disappear off the face of the earth. Like, do you know, man, that was one of the conversations I had with somebody one time? Like, they want to go get involved in this business opportunity. And then once they make like X amount of money, they just disappear off the face of the earth. They're just going to retreat to the woods and just not be nowhere to be found.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's
It is
the most thing
ridiculous.
I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It's
But
like,
you know,
once if you do run away, you better bring your laptop with you.
oh yeah, because it's like what we talked about earlier. That money can be gone as fast as you can blink
Yeah,
if you don't know what you're doing and you don't
yeah,
know how to manage the money.
yeah. That's the thinking of a lot of them. They make a lot of money and then they just disappear, and then they right back to where they first started.
Yes. So if you're having trouble staying motivated in your affiliate marketing efforts, just remember this. Just remember that this is something that you're building for the long term. It's
Yeah,
not something you're building for the short term. It's something that you're building for the long term. Don't look at it as an expense, but as an investment. And as I touched on earlier on in this interview, what I touched on is if you ask yourself, is the reward worth the risk? And the answer that comes back is yes, then do it.
yeah,
It doesn't matter what's going on around you. It doesn't matter who is telling you not to do it. If you believe with every fiber of your being, if you believe with every fiber in your heart that you know the risk is worth the reward, then go for it. Because when you commit to it all the way through, you can only have an outcome that ends in success.
and also get out of that fixed mindset. You got to develop a growth mindset, because somebody on a growth mindset, they're learning every day. They're developing skills. They know how to humble themselves. They're working on themselves every day, not just on a business, but they work on themselves every day because they're on a growth mindset.
Yeah, it's so important that you got to work on yourself every single day. How do you do that? Well, you work on your mindset by listening to people who are going to inspire you, who are going to inspire you to do more than what is expected of you. Like, I'll give you an example. On the days that I've been feeling down in my business and feel like nothing is working for me, I listen to Myron Golden. And watching a video from him on whatever he's talking about, it always helps to inspire me to do more than what is expected of me. And see, when you take the time to listen to people who know what they're talking about and who can help you better your mindset so that you can achieve the success that you're looking for, it's going to be a whole nother different world. One that you never realized before when your mindset was all jacked up.
Yeah. See, this is stuff that they don't teach you in school, and they should. They should be teaching you this in school. Like everything, like the school system is it's fucked, man. It's like it's just they got these young minds just brainwashed. In my opinion.
Yeah,
Because
I was once one of the.
it doesn't prepare them for the real world.
No, and it doesn't. I mean, a lot of people, and we'll briefly touch on this. Like, a lot of people get conditioned into thinking that once they go to school, they complete all the classes, they get the degree, they get a job, and then they're secure for life. They'll be successful. But what we've come to realize over the years is it doesn't work that way. I know when I was in community college, it simply didn't work that way. And
Yeah,
that's why I had a feeling that there was something seriously not right about it.
yeah,
And so that's why I chose to go on a different path to success versus just continuing on to a 4-year university and accumulating at least 30 grand of student debt.
Like it doesn't prepare you for the real world. It's not teaching you money. It's not teaching you about how to have a good credit score. Those things they should be teaching in school.
But you know why they don't teach that stuff in school, Jason? Number one is because of the way the system is set up. And number two is because the people that they have in those schools, whether it be the teachers or any of the school faculty, they don't even know how to earn money themselves.
Yeah.
They're just following whatever they're told.
Yeah. I mean, I won't discourage anybody that wants to go to college. If you want to go to college, but while you're there, study money, work on your mindset, work on those two things while you're in class, right? When you're not studying, history or whatever, just take the time, learn money, work on your mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anybody that's in college right now that feels like they want to continue it, I mean, they're free to. That's completely their choice. But at the same time, they got to also do things that work on their mindset, such as their own money mindset. Because if they don't get that worked on, then what's going to happen is they're just going to be like everybody else. But if it ever happens that they do want to get started with affiliate marketing, well then, based on what we've talked about, this is what it's going to take. This is what you got to expect when you're just getting started. Because it's so important that you got to know this stuff up front, early on. Because if you don't, and then you get started with whatever affiliate marketing business opportunity that you join, what will happen is you could be like everybody else and just quit within a short amount of time before you even begin.
Yeah. You definitely have to get out of that fixed mindset while you're in college and just develop a growth mindset, and always invest in yourself, invest in your intellectual capital.
Absolutely.
That's the most important thing right there.
And that is the most important thing. So when you're getting started with an affiliate marketing business, focus on developing a growth mindset. Get rid of having the need to hold on to a fixed mindset. Have a developing growth mindset, because that will take you farther ahead in your affiliate marketing journey versus just having a fixed mindset.
That's going to feed you for life.
Yep. And it will yield a lot of promising results as well. Now, just a quick disclaimer, like whatever opportunity that you get involved with, I mean, there's no guarantee that you can get results or you're going to make any money at all, but the possibilities are there. And it's up to you whether or not you choose to believe such possibilities exist.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I trust you got a ton of value out of this talk show. And if you did, I invite you to join me on this journey of time freedom. Simply connect with me inquiring about what marketing resources can help you best fit your needs, and I'll be willing to walk you through every step of the way. Now, if you're watching from Jason's side of the world, be sure to follow him along his journey on time freedom. Simply connect with him by inquiring what marketing resources will best suit your needs, and he'll be willing to walk you through every step of the way. Now, Jason, I appreciate your time on this interview. We covered a lot of great content, and I'm sure whoever's watching right now got a ton of value out of this talk show.
I'm glad to be here. I've been waiting all week for this.
And it was great. It was great. I mean, I had a lot of fun talking with you about marketing, and I'm sure whoever's watching this right now gained a lot of insights. And that's what it's all about. It's about being of service to other people, helping them with whatever pains and challenges that they may be going through, and then offering them to look at it a different way, and then show them that there is a solution to their problem.
Yep, absolutely. That's what it's all about.
It is what it's all about. So with that said, my name is Mark Castillo, aka the Digital Marketing Warrior, with Jason Hopkins. Thanks for stopping by and watching this talk show. Have an amazing night, wherever you may be, whatever time zone that you're watching this from. And I'll see you on the next video very soon. Take care and all the absolute best.
Peace out.